Good afternoon. My name is Rev David McDougall and I'm the Rector of St Mary's Bletchley. And I want to bring to you an update, an important update on our church. I'm going to read it because I sent this letter out to the church by email, and I want to do this on our other media platforms so that everybody hears the same information at the same time. So forgive me for reading it, but it's important that everybody has the same information. Dear church family, what a tumultuous time of change and uncertainty we've all lived through over the past 2 years. It's affected our culture and our community in very deep ways. It's also challenged and changed the nature of how we do church and how we spiritually and practically reach the people of Bletchley and of Milton Keynes. Understandably, over these 2 years, church members have reviewed what they're doing in every aspect of their lives, including their involvement and commitment to church. Some have moved away from the area, some have moved to different churches, some have sadly stopped being involved in church at all. Yet we remain a strong church family. We have welcomed new people and are delighted we've started to meet again in person. It was so encouraging that last Sunday there were over 140 of us at the service in the church building and 41 plus devices watching the live stream on YouTube, and we know that others will have joined us later. There was a tremendous joy in regathering as church, and at this service we said goodbye, thanked and prayed for the revitalisation team that's going to Wadden Way Church next weekend. It's such a privilege that we can be part of seeing other churches resourced, refreshed and come alive again. However, the impact of the last 2 years has had a knock-on effect on our financial situation, and since August 2021, we have seen a steady and significant drop in our income. And as a result, St Mary's is facing a £100,000 budget deficit for 2022. We've approved deficit budgets in the past based on faith, but in the current climate, the size of this deficit was simply too great for the PCC to bear responsibly. While stepping out in faith, the PCC has asked the Standing Committee to discern how we might save £50,000 on the 2022 budget, as well as devise a plan for growing our income. The Standing Committee of the PCC comprises of myself, David McDougall as Rector, Charlotte Cashman, Church Warden, Chris Day, Chair of Finance, Sophie Fletcher, PCC member, and for the purposes of this task, we've co-opted Max Johnson as Chair of Organisation and Management Committee, and Andrew Barton, who is a previous PCC member and an experienced advisor in the charity sector. The Standing Committee is exploring every possible avenue in terms of cost saving. Staffing is the largest element of our costs, so we have started a conversation with the staff team before forming a long-term plan. There is an urgency to all this. Each month we are spending more than our income. We know that in any garden, when pruning is necessary, whilst it may be very painful at first, it will bring new growth and greater fruitfulness in God's good time. As a church, we have been called to unblock old wells, to revitalise St Fride's and Wadden Way Anglican Baptist Church, and also to build new wells, that is to pioneer a new church, St Joseph's Newton Leeds, from scratch. It's now time to revitalise and refresh the home well of St Mary's Bletchley, to strengthen its core so that it can fulfil our God-given vision to resource church, community and city. How can you help? We would really value your prayers at this time of uncertainty. Pray for our deliberations as the Standing Committee works to find a plan for wisdom and revelation, and that we keep faithful to God's purposes for our church, community and wider city at the heart of our planning. Please pray for the staff team as they navigate this challenging time. Please wait on God and seek him for what areas of gifting and service you might be able to offer the church to enable it to be revitalised over these coming years. Please spend time in prayer asking God to reveal his call on your personal giving to the ministry and mission of St Mary's. And if you do need some help in understanding how to give most effectively through the parish giving scheme, or how our income is used, please don't hesitate to contact Nikki Whitmore at the church office. Details of how to start giving to St Mary's or how to update your giving can be found through our Facebook pages, on our email news and website. Please contact Nikki at the church office if you do make changes, as it helps with our budgeting. And finally, please support the Standing Committee, staff team and clergy as they navigate this challenging time. Rest assured, we will keep you informed and updated as we prayerfully discern the next steps as God's good stewards of his church here at S&B. We have a faithful God and we seek his will and guidance at this time, and we continue to trust in his plans and his provision for the future. Yours in Christ, David.